Hello and welcome to Center Ice Cardcast, your one-stop podcast shop for all things hockey cards. My name is Eric Andrews, also known in the hobby as Hammerhawks, and I'm joined by my co-host and fellow hobbyist Aaron Goldstein, better known throughout the hobby as Crease Collector. So just to start things off real quick, I just wanted to show off a couple of fairly large pickups that came in probably about a couple weeks ago at this point, but just haven't gotten around to showing them off quite yet. Aaron knows that I had gotten two big cards recently, but does not know anything about what they are. I'll let him take a guess in a minute, but to give him a little bit of help, it's nothing super big, though I do have a mail day coming at some point that will be super big. So stay tuned for that. But these two are not, anything like earth shattering or anything. They're really nice cards and cards I'm really glad that I was able to get, but not, anything unimaginably big or anything like that. So I will give Aaron a hint that both of these cards are for my 2003-04 Master Collection project. So with that, Aaron, is there anything that comes to mind as potential possibilities for what these two cards might be?
I don't know. I want to say something Flurry related, but I don't know. I'm going to say, I know there's more than one card, but I'm going to say one has to do with Flurry and then one has to do with Bergeron. And that's my best guess. I can't really, honestly, with your pickups, there's so many different cards that you need, and then all of a sudden you'll pull in some big random one. So I can't really guess with any sort of accuracy. So I'm just gonna name some names, and that's the best I can do right now.
I mean, that's fair. If it's a big card from 03-04, guessing those guys is not a bad way to go. I will tell you that you are right on one of those.
Nice. I'm good with 50%.
So do you want to start with the correct guess or the other one?
Let's go with the correct one.
Okay. So this is one that I had been hoping to get and cross off the list for quite a while, just because it is, in my opinion, one of the biggest cards for the entire project, just because of the set and obviously the player. I already have the Flurry from this set, so it is in fact Patrice Bergeron, like you guessed, and it is his 2003-04, of course, Upper Deck Premier Collection RPA out of 199.
Dang, that is nice. That's pretty big. I would put that up fairly higher than I thought it was going to be. That's really nice. The patch is awesome too. Like that Premier Collection set was awesome. I'm so glad when they brought back those throwback ones. I know it's kind of done to death, but really nice card. And to see stuff in the original set is just awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
For sure. So it was kind of funny. The guy that this came from, he was a big Bergeron collector, and just recently, probably, I don't know, within the last year or so, started selling off some of his collection here and there. And he, believe it or not, I believe has, at least when I bought this one, I think he had 8 or 9 copies of this card. So he pretty much just said, here's the we agreed on a price, and then he said, I'll send you pictures of all of them that I have. You pick out whichever one you want, which is great, because then, I mean, with that many of them, obviously there were some nicer patches, including this one. So it was kind of hard. I wanted to get one that had a nice signature, because for whatever reason, he didn't sign these cards with the blue marker that they were supposed to. They're in silver. So the autographs are kind of hard to see, and some of them are just kind of sloppy and streaky and stuff. So I wanted to get a combination of a somewhat decent signature with a nice patch, and I felt like this one was the best option. So that's the first one. In my opinion, that's probably the bigger of the two cards, but this one is big in its own right because of one of the players on the card. That being, it's from 2003-04, of course, Upper Deck Rookie Update, and it's one of the Rookie Inspirations dual autograph cards, numbered out of 199, of Eric Staal and Wayne Gretzky.
Man, that's actually really, really good. I would put that number one for me just because it has Wayne on it. That is awesome. That set is pretty close to maybe not iconic, but it's very for those who were collecting of that time, it's pretty memorable for sure. Those dual autographs, those are awesome. And obviously anything with Wayne on it is awesome. That takes the cake for me, especially in today's hobby landscape. Anything with Wayne on it is just fire. So that's awesome. That's just amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
thankfully, this kind of crosses off the big trio of the bigger names in that set. There's this card, obviously, and then there's Flurry with Patrick Waugh. I've had that one for a while, probably since last summer. And then the Gordie Howe with Nathan Horton, which I know our good buddy Josh Packham obviously enjoys that card as well. That's another one I've had for a while. So crossing off the one with Gretzky was obviously a big one because this is the only Gretzky autograph card in my entire project. So that obviously feels good to get that one out of the way. This one came from a good buddy of both of ours, Aaron, that being Craig Schufelt. He had had
Good
this
guy.
card. He'd had this card for many, many years and knew he had it. We've been talking about it for no joke, probably about a year now. And finally, he was able to dig it out, and we are able to work it out so that it came my way. So that was fun to get that one for sure. So two big cards there for my project. Obviously, feels great to get both of those cards. The Gretzky, of course, is big, but in my opinion, the Bergeron is bigger value wise, but also just like I think it probably has a little bit more of a ceiling. I think it could go up in value even more. And, in my opinion, is Bergeron's best rookie card. So, even though his Future Watch and stuff like that do outsell the Premier RPA, I don't know how you could argue that anything is better than the Premier RPA. It's a hard signed patch rookie from the highest end product of the year. It's essentially, and I said this for the Flurry, but I mean, it's essentially his Cup RPA because Cup didn't exist back then.
I was just going to say the same thing. Like it's the cup before the cup.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, the fact that it is as cheap as it is actually is kind of surprising, especially when you compare it to, his Young Gun and his Future Watch Auto. It's just kind of crazy that these don't sell for more money. So I figured it was the right time to go ahead and grab one before they potentially go up even more. Obviously, they've gone up a lot in the last couple of years, but yeah, I just feel like the ceiling for that card is pretty high. So I wanted to make sure that I got one when they were still somewhat reasonable in price. And then turning to kind of the main portion of the episode, I was able to do some Black Friday shopping. And for those who don't know, I don't know if I've mentioned it too much on the podcast or not, but my wife's family is from St. Louis. And in the St. Louis area, there's a card shop called RBI Crew 7. And I believe they're a certified diamond dealer with Upper Deck. And yeah, they just do a great job of, everything that has to do with being a card shop, whether that be their online presence or, just the environment within the shop. They just do a phenomenal job. And I always really enjoy stopping in whenever I go down there. They actually just moved to a different location about a year ago. And this was the first time I had actually seen the new location. So that was a lot of fun just getting to see, what they did with it. Cause I've seen pictures and videos on their social media for a year now, but actually going and able to see it in person was really fun. It's a bigger shop than they used to have. So it just kind of allows for better, flow of foot traffic and stuff, which was important on Friday because with it being Black Friday and them having a lot of deals, it was actually pretty busy in there. I would say there were maybe like 15 people in there. So, I mean, that was pretty cool to see, just like a lot of people in a card shop and just kind of that buzz within the room. So when I got there, I went over and was looking through just their box of single cards and seeing if there was anything that stuck out to me. And I went through the whole box. It was just a box of Blues cards. They don't really have too many like random hockey singles. They have a few, but not too many. It's really just Blues focused for good reason. So I went through that, hoping to find some stuff for my 0304 collection, and was able to find a Peter Sena Future Watch Auto for a decent price. The sticker price was $4. So I grabbed that one, figuring that that was pretty decent. And if I wanted to buy one on eBay or something like that, that it would probably cost me that much. So I might as well just grab it. So I grabbed that card, and then I went over. They had a huge table full of all of their Black Friday deals for their boxes. So I kind of, looked at everything they had, and then I was actually texting Aaron trying to get his input on what I should get. And I really didn't intend on getting more than one box, but I ended up getting two just because the prices were so good. So I ended up getting a box of 2020-21 Upper Deck Series 2 retail, and then a hobby box of 2021 Upper Deck Extended Series. So, like I said, I mean, the prices were just so good that I couldn't pass up the opportunity to get both of them. Definitely spent more than I intended to, but yeah, I felt like for the prices that the boxes were, the value was pretty good. So from there, I ended up picking up a handful of one touch cases that I needed, and then went to go pay. And I went to pay, and they're ringing up the Sena Future Watch Auto, and they're like, "Oh yeah, like everything in that box is 50% off." So I was like, "Oh, really? Well, in that case, I will be right back." Because there were a few other cards that kind of caught my attention that I thought, yeah, like those are probably fair prices, but I don't know if I would just buy them at those prices. But then knowing that they were actually 50% off the sticker price, I went back and grabbed them. One of those other cards being for my 0304 set, being an SPX jersey rookie out of 999 of John Paul, who was a no-name fringe player for the Blues. Got a cup of coffee, nothing special, but for the sticker price being cut in half and paying $2 for it, I figured why not? And the Sena was also $2 with the discount as well. But then the two cards that I, really they caught my eye the first time around, but I didn't really want to pay full price for them. These are just purely to be traders. They don't have any spot in my collection whatsoever, so I'll probably try flipping them pretty quickly here. But the first one, I've never had a card from this set, but I always have thought they were really cool. And I know when I showed them to you, Aaron, that you were like, "Oh yeah, like that set was awesome." So that being from Panini Dominion, a benchmark stick card numbered out of 50 of Dale Hawerchuk.
Yeah, those cards are awesome. Like as soon as you saw that you picked one up, I was like, man, those are so cool. Like I remember those cards. I've always kind of wanted one. A goalie version. Like that would be just so cool. Those cards were just so awesome, and it just makes me miss Panini a lot because those things you just didn't see before that. And like it might seem like kind of like a weird idea for a card. Some people might not like it, but I think it's totally cool. It's almost like an attempt at like a nameplate card, but they just do it their own way, and it kind of makes it available to everybody, in a nice little insert, and just very cool card.
Yeah. So the point of the benchmark name is to celebrate a notable milestone that a player hit. So for Hawerchuk, it's 500 goals. So actually, kind of like, I don't know what the right term would be. I guess it's kind of like carved, stamped, etched, whatever you would want to say, is the number 500 on the stick. So some people like that. Some people
And that's
don't.
game used, right? Or is that just like a
I believe so. On the back, it says the enclosed material is guaranteed by Panini America. So it doesn't specifically say that
right,
it is,
right,
but I mean, there's noticeable wear on the
possible?
piece. So I think it is. I was always of the belief that they were. Hopefully it is. So again,
Yeah,
you get,
like it'd be nice to like compare different cards side by side to see if different wood grain was used, because then this wasn't just, a carbon copy manufactured piece, because then they would all look very, very similar. But if they're of course game used, then they would all be, different in certain ways. So yeah, very interesting.
yeah. And I'm sure you're listening to this saying, yeah, of course it's game used, or no, it's not. So yeah, you guys know better than we do in this case, I'm sure. And then turning to the final card, I've always really liked this design. There's been a couple of somewhat similar designs that Dr. Price had done over the years, but I just think they look really sharp. It's from In the Game Superlative Auto and Jersey, numbered out of 50 of Brett Hull.
That's always really nice. Yeah, Superlative over the years definitely had some really nice designs. Really underrated, but yeah, very, very cool.
Yeah. So, like I said, the sticker prices on them, I thought were pretty fair. But then knowing that they were 50% off, I had to go back and grab them, knowing that I could turn around and flip them pretty quickly and make at least a little bit. So, it's funny when I told Aaron about these, I think you guessed $15 US each. And then I was like, yeah, like that would seem relatively fair. But no, they were a lot cheaper. I ended up getting both of these cards for 1750 US, which I just thought was, too good to pass up. So obviously, like I said, I went back and grabbed them because for that price, why not? So that's the singles that I got, and then obviously I mentioned the boxes. going to start with Series 2 retail, pretty much just because you're really just looking for the young guns in this product. Those being, Kirill Kaprizov and Tim Stutzla. Those are really the two cards that you're looking for. I mean, there are some other decent names, but those are the guys that you're wanting to pull when you open this stuff. So I figured, with two pretty solid young guns there, I might as well grab a retail box as opposed to a hobby box. Obviously, the retail was a little bit cheaper, and I figured, for the price point that it was, a worthwhile gamble to take, hoping that I could get one of those two cards. And then I'll finish with the extended hobby box, just because obviously with it being hobby, there's a much larger hit potential with that box. Even though the young guns aren't as good, really it's just Kaliev, and then I guess of late Michael Bunting has kind of come on the scene with the Leafs, so that's a good one as well. But really, as far as the young guns, it's kind of Kaliev or bust for extended series. But as Billy said when we first talked about extended series, the point of extended series is not about the young guns, it's about the inserts. So I figured that was probably more of a fun break, just to see what I might get. Whereas with series 2, it's really, do you get a Kaprizov or Stützle young gun, yes or no? Like that's pretty much what it's about. So I'm going to start with series 2, just because it, like I said, it's kind of a hit or miss if you get one of those cards. And if not, then you're probably not going to get much else of note, especially at the retail level. One thing I always kind of like digging through and looking at the sticker numbers on the boxes. Not that it really makes any difference whatsoever, but it's just something I've always done. And luckily for me, with Series 2 retail, they had one that ended in 74, which is Jacob Slavin's number. So I figured that was the one calling my name. So I'm going to go ahead and rip into it, and we'll see what we get. Pretty much what to expect from a box of retail for Series 2 is 6 young guns, and you have a shot at a rookie materials. I think those are like pretty much every other box. So like I said, it's really about the young guns. So we're going to see what I get. And Aaron, of course, feel free to interject with any thoughts or reactions as you would like.
Oh, I will. Like once you hit those big young guns and those big high cost cards, I mean, not in the retail, but it's just going to be awesome just seeing you hit those, especially those 05, 06 throwback young guns are just awesome. So I'm hoping you hit, a big one of those. And yeah, man, best of luck.
Thank you. So obviously, like you said, the numbered stuff and the throwbacks, that's all an extended series. Series 2 is just your standard stuff. So first pack got an Upper Deck canvas for the Dallas Stars of Joe Pavelski, taping up his stick before the Winter Classic. We've got our first OPC marquee rookie for the Winnipeg Jets, Mikhail Berdin.
You always hit the goalie cards. And aren't there odds like listed on the packs?
They are. Let's see.
So see what's available, I guess.
So the OPC update rookies are 1 in 6. Canvas are 1 in 8. Canvas Young Guns 1 in 48. Portrait rookies 1 in 6. Young Guns 1 in 4, of course. OPC update award winners 1 in 24. OPC retro rookies 1 in 15, and the rookie materials are 1 in 55. So pretty much every other box. Dazzlers rookies green 1 in 7, so should get 3 or maybe 4 of those. I don't see the French parallels listed, so those might just be hobby and
maybe
e-pack.
Oh well, like hopefully for like a nice rookie materials or something.
Yeah. So on to pack number 3. Still looking for our first young gun. Looks like we've got a Dazzlers in here. We do. These are such nice cards, and I will gladly take that one. Got a Dazzlers green for the Chicago Blackhawks of Phil Kershev.
Nice. Those Dazzler cards are awesome. I hope they continue for the foreseeable future. They're that nice.
I know they're back this year, meaning 21, 22. Yeah, those have been well received in the hobby for sure. I mean, and for good reason. They're beautiful cards, and I mean, there are a lot of pretty looking cards that they are just from seeing pictures of them. But I feel like these Dazzlers pictures really don't do justice for them. You really have to hold one in your hand to really get the full effect. So if you guys have not picked up a Dazzler, I would recommend doing that, whether it be your favorite player, favorite team, or whatever it might be. They're really nice cards. So I would recommend that you do that. We've got our first young gun, and this is a fairly decent one, especially right now, for the Edmonton Oilers, Stuart Skinner. He's been playing some games for them of
Nice.
late, so that's a good one.
I had one of those at one point. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I pulled one. I think I pulled one from our Upper Deck 2 box that Chris sent us. I'm pretty sure I did.
He was kind of like a dud young gun to get back then, but now he's kind of doing all right. Like,
Yeah,
he got a pretty good show of performances. So not too bad of a pick right now.
yeah. We've got our first portraits for the Washington Capitals, formerly the Seattle Kraken, formerly the Washington Capitals, Vitek Vanacek. It's been a while since I've opened a full 24-pack retail box. I really like them just because they're a cheaper way of getting a lot of young guns, but obviously you can't get any of the big time pulls either. I've got another OPG marquee rookie for the Montreal Canadiens, Michael McNiven.
Man, you always hit the goalies, man, all the time.
I know.
And with your, comments towards retail, I mean, like, I've always done that for a couple of years, especially if there's a big young gun like up for grabs. I'll usually go and not really spend the money on hobby. It's just too expensive. And so I'll just grab, a little retail thing, a couple packs, and then just hope for the young gun. And then that's kind of it for me. So
Yep.
haven't hit the big one yet, but I mean, it's not a bad option, if you want to just try your luck.
For sure. So next pack, we've got a canvas for the Islanders, Anders Lee. On to the next pack. We're getting somewhat close to halfway, probably about a third of the way through. Still only one young gun so far, so I'm sure they'll start coming pretty often. See, we've got one here. Young gun for the Calgary Flames, Alexander Yellison. I'm not sure who kind of goes with who. I feel like those are names that I remember seeing from my box, so hopefully I don't just get all of the same guys. That would kind of be a bummer. See, on to the next one. It looks like maybe OPG Retro. Yep, we've got an OPG Marquee Rookies Retro for the Philadelphia Flyers, Kirill Ustimenko. Nothing too crazy there. On to the next pack. We've got another Dazzlers. But first, we actually have two hits in this pack. We've got our 1 in 24 packs OPG award winners for the Nashville Predators, Roman Josi. And then behind that, this is a nice one. A Dazzlers green for the Vegas Golden Knights, Shea Theodore. 2 packs left in the first stack, which means we have done 10 packs so far. Looks like we've got a portraits here. Portraits for the Toronto Maple Leafs. This is one of the better names to get. Nick Robertson.
Nice.
So our 12th pack, we have a Young Guns. And it is... Okay, this is one I know I did not get in the hobby box, so that's a good sign. For the Washington Capitals, Brian Pino. Can't say I'm overly familiar with him. Put up decent numbers in Hershey in 1920, so there's that. On the right stack, so this is pack number 13. Let's see, we've got another Dazzlers here. First, I'll note this base card just because it's fun. It's the super close-up image of Andrei Vasilevsky with his crazy bug-eyed stare.
Loves crazy eyes.
We've got another 2-hit pack here. First, we've got an Upper Deck canvas for the Toronto Maple Leafs of John Tavares. And then we've got a Dazzlers green for the Boston Bruins of Tuukka Rask. On to pack 14. Still looking for 3 Young Guns. Oh, there it is. There's the huge hit of the box, the Jacob Slavin base card. And we've got a OPG Marquee Rookie of Gilles Sen for the New Jersey Devils. Pack number 15. Looks like just a base pack here, unless I'm missing something. I think just a base pack there. So there's our first base pack. On to pack number 16. Got a Young Guns. That's a good one. This is one we got in my box earlier on the podcast, but for the New York Rangers, Keandre Miller. Definitely a solid name there for sure. Never a bad one to get. But I believe that is 3 out of the 4 that have been the same as my hobby box. So hopefully the last 2 are different. Not that Skinner and Keandre Miller are bad, but they're just not Kaprizov and Stutzla. So let's see here. We've got a portraits for the Pittsburgh Penguins, Pierre-Olivier Joseph. Let's see the next pack. Got a nice Austin Matthews base card celebrating a goal. Right behind him, Sidney Crosby. And we've got an OPC Marquee Rookies Blue for the Washington Capitals, Alexander Alexiev. I believe those are 1 in 30 packs, if I remember correctly. So that's pretty decent there. On to the next one. See a familiar face on the back that I'll circle back to here in a minute. But first, we've got, that's a good one. We've got a Young Gun Canvas, which are 1 in 48 packs for the New Jersey Devils, Yegor Sharangovich.
Nice. You crushed the odds on that one.
Decent name there, too. Not just a no-namer, so that's a nice hit. And then the big hit on the back of the pack for the Carolina Hurricanes, Ryan Dzingel.
Huge hit.
So I think we're still looking for 2 Young Guns, and we've got, I think, 5 packs left. Let's see here. We've got another Dazzlers, but we also have a Young Guns. Another one that I did get in the first box for the New Jersey Devils, Gilles Sen. And then the Dazzlers for the Nashville Predators, Connor Ingram.
It's funny how many goalies that you get all the time. Every time you break something on this thing,
I know.
Just get all the goalies. It's unreal. Unreal.
Got a Troy Terry. He's been tearing it up lately. And another massive hit, Nicholas Chalmerson. Getting all my PC guys base cards here. So down to the last Young Gun, I believe. Hopefully it's at least one that I don't have. I wouldn't mind getting like Brandon Hagel for the Blackhawks. I really like him. Let's see, looks like we've got a OPG Retro Marquee Rookie for the Dallas Stars, Thomas Harley. 3 packs left. Let's hope for one of the big boys. But even if not, for the price I paid for this box, it's still a worthwhile break. Got a Patrick Kane base card for the Blackhawks. And there we go. At least there's a good name. We've got an OPG Marquee Rookie for the New York Rangers, the one and only Alexis Lafreniere.
Nice, decent hit. Like I think this little break has been, pretty good. I think.
Yeah, solid given that.
Oh
yeah, solid given there hasn't been one of the big 2 Young Guns. But hey, there's still 2 packs, so let's hope for the best. There should be a Young Gun in one of these 2 final packs, and it looks like it's going to be the final pack because this one has a portraits. And that portraits is for the Colorado Avalanche, Bowen Byram. That's a good name there. So on to the final pack. It should be a Young Gun hot pack. No jersey card in this box, which the odds are not in your favor for getting one, but they're not too bad for getting one either. We do have a Young Gun here. Let's hope it's a good one. We've got another one that I did get in the first box, but at least it's a Chicago Blackhawk. Alec Regula. So, yeah, I mean, a couple nice cards there. The Lafreniere is obviously nice to get. The Young Gun canvas of Sharangovich, the Keandre Miller Young Gun. So a couple decent cards there, but nothing too crazy either, unfortunately. Hopefully Extended has something a little bit bigger than what this box had. I mean, obviously, like I said, any retail box, you're kind of limited with your hit potential just because a lot of the bigger cards aren't available in retail. So, of course, you always need to keep that in mind if you are opening up any retail product. But still a fun break nonetheless. I mean, you can never go wrong opening up Series 1 or Series 2, regardless of the configuration. So, and like I said, for the price point that this was, certainly cannot complain.
Now for the big guy.
Yeah.
You excited?
I am. I mean, I'm excited. I don't remember if I mentioned it on the podcast. I had kind of planned on picking up a hobby box of Extended Series at the National, but did not. So, at least I am getting my shot at opening up that product. As you guys heard when Billy came on the show to talk about it, there's a lot of just really fun stuff in the product with all those inserts. So I am excited to see a lot of those inserts because I haven't picked up any of the cards from the product yet. So that'll be fun to see those for sure. Hopefully I do get a nice short printed insert of some kind. So switching gears to Extended Series, what to expect in a hobby box, obviously a little bit more than what you would get from a retail box. Like any Upper Deck flagship product, you're going to get 6 Young Guns, And then one of the big draws of the product is those 0506 Upper Deck throwbacks. You get 4 of those, with one of those being a Young Gun, 3 Ultimate Victory inserts, 2 holographics inserts, 2 Rookie Class SE inserts, 1 Ovation insert, 1 SPX Finite insert. You do get 1 French Parallel. You get 1 Dazzlers or a Clear Cut. And then you'll get 1 additional insert, whether that be a UD3, a Pros and Prospects, or a Triple Dimensions Reflections, which if I just had to pick one of those, I would probably lean toward the Triple Dimension Reflection. I just think those cards are so nice looking. So even if I just get a base version of one of those, like a Marc-Andre Fleury or something, I would be really happy about that. So let's see what we get here. Hopefully I do get an Arthur Kaliyev Young Gun. That would at least be a nice little consolation, so to speak, for the Series 2 box. So in case anyone is wondering, I've obviously referenced that these were a good price. The Series 2 retail box was $45 US, so pretty solid there. And then the extended hobby box was $65 US. So like I said, I think for the prices, it was definitely worth the shot. Like I mentioned, with the Series 2 sticker number being Jacob Slavin's number, the extended Series hobby box ended in 04, which of course would be Jalmerson's number. So these boxes were definitely calling my name. Whether they should have been or not, I guess we'll find out. So starting off with the first pack of extended series, and even just seeing all the base cards in this product will be fun, since I haven't seen any of them yet, at least not in person. I know Ryan Dzingel has an update base card in here. I know Jacob Slavin has an all-star base in here, so I'll have to keep an eye out for those ones. Let's see here. Our first pack, we've got our first 0506 throwback for the Calgary Flames, Johnny Gaudreau.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, those throwbacks are so cool. I hope you hit all of them, like all the good ones. Like, they're so nice. Even the base cards are just so cool.
For sure. And one thing, some people might not have recognized this, but one thing I really appreciate about that specific insert is Upper Deck did a really good job of showing the players in their reverse retro jerseys from that season. So it's a retro inspired insert that oftentimes shows the player in a retro jersey, which I think just adds another nice layer to the cards. So
I had no idea they shot for that when producing these cards. That's actually really cool.
yeah,
I didn't notice that.
Nice touch there for sure. On to the second pack here. Okay, that's a good name to get for sure. We've got a Rookie Class SE, and I've already mentioned this guy's name as one to be looking for in this product for the Los Angeles Kings, Arthur Kaliyev. So that's a cool looking card, all foiled out with a
Very cool
foil facsimile signature as well. That's pretty cool. First time seeing one of these in person. Nice card. Pack number 3. Looks like maybe a memorabilia card. No, it can't be. There's not memorabilia cards in here. It's just a thicker card. So that means it's got to be one of the special inserts, I believe. Okay, it's an SPX Finite for the, at the time, Buffalo Sabres, but now for the Vegas Golden Knights, numbered out of 2,999, Jack Eichel.
Nice. I love the huge numbering on that too. It's very 90s.
Yeah, very, very 90s. Number 1,005 out of 2,999. Cool card for sure. On to pack number 4. See if we get a Young Guns here. I know Heppo Niemi for the Panthers is also a somewhat decent Young Gun. So I guess with Kaliyev and Bunting, those are probably like the big 3 that you want to be looking for with extended. We've got, there's a nice card. We've got our first holographics, and I'm really glad they did these because I remember these cards as a kid growing up, and I really liked them back then. So seeing them again now is obviously really fun. And this is pretty much one of the best ones you can get. It's just a basic version, unfortunately, because if this was a parallel, it would be a big card. But a holographics insert for the Minnesota Wild, which I'm sure you guys are thinking you might know who it is, and you do. Kirill Kaprizov.
Hey, those are nice. I don't really remember those like the originals, but those are very nice cards. I love that.
Yep, that's a nice card for sure. I just really like the Wild designs that they had back around, I think they were around 2000 or so, but Yeah, just super cool cards back then. So I was really glad to hear that they were including the holographics cards in the product this year. Obviously, it fits the theme of the product, and yeah, just super cool cards. So I was glad to see that, and obviously getting Kaprizov is as good as you're gonna do. So let's see here for this next pack. I'm not seeing anything, so I'm trying to see if there's a French. I don't think so. Looks like it's just a base pack here. Yep, just a base pack, which kind of a little surprising there. I feel like you're supposed to usually get something in each hobby pack. On to pack number 6. Looks like we've got an Ovation. We do. That's a cool looking card. I love the texture on these cards. For the Toronto Maple Leafs, John Tavares. So it's got like a foil center and then kind of like a scratched ice type of texture. It's kind of hard to see just on a picture or video.
Oh, I
but
think
it's
the original Ovation set had the same thing all over their base cards, I think. So I
Mhm.
think they brought that back. I love how they brought back Ovation. That hasn't been a thing in like 10 years.
Yeah, it's
So
been
cool. I loved Ovation. That was nice.
on to pack number 7. Yeah, I mean, even if like the value of some of these throwback inserts aren't like crazy big, it's still just really fun seeing the old designs and seeing them done with current players. You know, as Billy said, the whole point of this product is the nostalgia factor. So just being able to really enjoy that and lean into that is really fun. Okay. That's funny. We've got a clear cut, and I don't think I've ever once talked about this player before, and that's because I really do not like him. Being a Chicago Blackhawks fan, I've seen a lot of this guy, and I'm seeing him a lot again this year. Just not a good hockey player. He's a good offensive player, but he's a terrible defenseman, which is not good given he's a defenseman. But he's pictured here with the Philadelphia Flyers, that being Eric Gustafson. So that's a funny, ironic hit for me because, like I said, I really don't like Gustafson. So, oh well. Move right on past that one. Got to be a young gun coming up here pretty soon. Haven't gotten one yet. This is
Yeah, I got those young guns instead of those clear cut things.
pack number 8, I believe. This pack is sticking kind of bad, which is not common for a new product. But let's see here. We do have a young gun for the Calgary Flames, Connor Mackey. Have to admit, I don't know a whole lot about him. Maybe Aaron, one of your connections, might be able to tell us a thing or two about Connor Mackey.
I don't know. I don't. I wish I knew more about him. Honestly, I should Google him.
Yeah, give us a little scouting report on Connor Mackey. Let's see, on to pack number 9. Got another holographics, and that's another good one to get. We are doing well on the holographics inserts for sure. And it's a cool looking card just because of the uniform that they chose to show this player with. So, like I said, this is a player that you're looking for in this product. Already got an insert of him earlier, got another one here. Holographics for the Los Angeles Kings, Arthur Kaliev, wearing one of those super nice purple reverse retro jerseys.
Nice. Those purple on a card just looks awesome.
Yeah.
And your Mackey scouting report here. He got a couple games with the Flames last year. Got a couple points, not bad. I'm not sure if he's been called up at all this year, but right now he's just been in the minors for the majority of the season. So hopefully, some good things for him. He's a defenseman, so we'll see what happens. But there's your, podcast scouting report on the fly.
Let us know if we should make that a segment in every episode.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, like a podcast scouting report on every card that we hit or would like to hit.
So to go along with my clear cut, I now have a base card of Eric Gustafson. Woohoo!
You're going for the rainbow right now in this box.
Of course. We've got our tribute Young Guns. Not a bad name. I really do wish this player was still with the Chicago Blackhawks because I liked him and thought he's a decent player, and he's since moved along to the Detroit Red Wings and is doing fairly well there. But still, nice to get a Blackhawk nonetheless. Pius Suter.
Nice. And that, again, that 0506 design is timeless. It kind of makes me feel old, but just
So
unreal.
true.
Unreal.
Yeah, it's an iconic design for sure. Definitely nice to at least get a guy that I can enjoy, as opposed to having it just be some random player. At least Pius Suter is a guy that I really enjoyed watching with the Hawks. And like I said, I do wish that he was still around. On to the next pack. Let's see here. Oh, okay. That's a nice little hit there. We've got our numbered card for the box. It's an Upper Deck exclusives, numbered 55 out of 100, pictured in the All-Star game, but obviously a member of the Tampa Bay Lightning, Andre Vasilevsky.
Hey, that's not a bad hit at all. And I mean, your goalie run is just unreal. It's
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 true.
becoming a joke at this point. It's pretty awesome.
It's true. So that's cool. Hey, there it is. Update base for the Ottawa Senators, Ryan Dzingel. That's a nice one for my PC there. See if I can get the Slavin All-Star base as well. I mean, really, if I can get those two cards, that would be a success. Don't think that's asking for too much, but we'll
I still
see.
can't believe you hadn't, snagged those yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not worth the cost of shipping to buy a base
True,
card.
true.
But we'll see here. We've got another rookie class SE for the Colorado Avalanche, Shane Bowers. Feel like we're due for another Young Guns here.
I think we're due for another goalie hit.
We've got an all-star base of Connor McDavid. And right on cue, we do have a Young Gun. Oh, it was teasing me here. For the Los Angeles Kings, Austin Strand. I saw the purple Kings jersey and thought it was going to be Kaliev, but unfortunately not. Oh well. Still looking for 4 more Young Guns, I believe, though, if I remember correctly. At least 3. So still plenty of time for Kaliev or Bunting or Heponiemi or whoever it might be. So looks like we've got another Young Gun here for the St. Louis Blues, Joel Hoffer, another goalie.
Man, it's unreal how many you pull. Like I sound like a broken record, but for those who aren't familiar with our box breaks, Eric usually, picks all the sweet goalie cards, and I'm left with 0. So that's what that is. That's
Yeah,
something.
maybe I should start picking your boxes from now on.
You should.
Let's see here. Next pack, we've got another Young Gun for the Vancouver Canucks, Jack Rathbone, defenseman. I believe he's been playing for the Canucks this year, so that's not too bad. A lot of the guys in extended series are kind of just those fringe minor league type guys. So getting players that, are actually playing is a nice little added bonus for your Young Guns out of extended series. This pack does not want to cooperate. Hopefully that means there's something good. Ooh, that's a nice card there. All right. I'll take that. We've got our first Ultimate Victory insert for the Edmonton Oilers, the one and only Connor McDavid.
Hey, that's awesome. Victory, another brand that we still see some cards here and there of Victory, but it's cool to see them make like an official appearance. Like I know they've been an Expo kind of promo card the last couple of years, but it's nice to see Victory return in like a an actual real product. Like even as an insert set. Good old Victory.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, back in the day where
Victory was fun. Like I'm not sure if you've broken like any Victory in the past, but it was always such a fun break. Like, even a pack here or there, it was just so fun.
Yep. Yeah, and even going back to around 2000 or so when Ultimate Victory was a thing, those cards were really nice. I know our friend Billy is going after the gold parallel set out of 100 from that product, and those are just stunning cards. So on to our next pack, we've got our third rookie class SE, and this is another name that I've mentioned as being one of the better rookies in the product to look for the Florida Panthers, Alexi Heponiemi. Next pack, we have got, oh, that's a cool card. That's really cool. Wow, that's really cool. I'm not sure what the numbering is. Let's see here. Okay, I think these are the most common version of these cards, but these are really nice looking. We have an Upper Deck 3, numbered 739 of 1,000 for the Toronto Maple Leafs, Nick Robertson.
Hey, those cards are awesome. Haven't really seen any of those up close. Those are really nice. Like the die cut shape, that's so cool. It kind of reminds me of like not the exact same thing, but like the jambalaya sort of thing. Like just how it's die cut. It's just really cool.
Yeah, really that's a nice card. It's got obviously behind him kind of like a silver rainbow foil, and then everywhere on the card that's blue is like a blue rainbow foil as well. So that's a really nice looking card. I'm not sure if those have a ton of value, probably not given the print run, but they are extremely nice looking cards nonetheless. So that's a really cool card to get. Kind of nice. I mean, I feel like we've gotten a few like fairly decent hits in terms of like Obviously, the exclusives of Vasilevsky, got the
That's
clear
pretty
cut,
balanced.
got this Robertson. I mean, there's been a few pretty like nice cards. So still looking for the Slavin All-Star card. That's another nice card. We've got an Ultimate Victory MMXXI for, obviously, given what the insert is, the Edmonton Oilers, Connor McDavid.
Nice. Weren't those like not from the 90s, but like wasn't there a very similar card back then?
Yep.
Like similar looking. I can't think of the set right now, but there was something that looked very similar to that. Not in Victory, but something else.
Can't go wrong with the McDavid insert. That's for sure. Hey, got a familiar face on the back. Y'all know what that means. Come back to that one in a minute here. Our hit for the pack is an 0506 tribute for the Vegas Golden Knights, Max Pacioretty. Kind of funny given that obviously the Golden Knights didn't exist in 0506.
That's a good point.
And then the true hit of the pack, unfortunately, it's a little bit damaged on the back, but the All-Star base card of Jaccob Slavin.
Nice. I'm glad you got those. That's awesome. It's always nice to get PC cards in a break, even if it's just, base cards. It's always kind of cool.
Yep, no doubt. Still one I needed, so certainly take that. All right, we are on to our final layer, which means 4 packs left. Still looking for a couple young guns, I feel like. And I think a 0506 tribute. Not sure what else, but we will see here. We've got our third Ultimate Victory for the Anaheim Ducks, John Gibson, another goalie.
That's awesome. Like, you got to seriously count after the podcast and count how many goalie hits how many hits you were supposed to receive on average, and how many goalie hits you received. That's just awesome. I love it. I love it.
It's excessive.
You got to become a goalie now because of this, this hobby revelation, or at least collect a goalie. At least do something.
Perhaps. Let's see here. All right, on to our third to last pack. And we've got a young gun for the Anaheim Ducks. I might need another scouting report because I don't even know if I've seen this name before. Defenseman Cody Curran.
All right, I'm on it. Your Center Ice Cardcast podcast scouting report says, so he's playing in the AHL this season. And that's pretty much it. He's playing with the San Diego Gulls. Fun fact, Enroth played for the San Diego Gulls after he was traded to Anaheim from Toronto. That was good. He actually played great with the Gulls. So anyway, that's your podcast scouting report. Again,
there you go.
We should definitely do this more often. That's kind of fun. I usually research all the stuff we hit, like usually afterwards, but sharing it's something different. I like that.
Let's see. So we've got a little bit of a different pull here. I'm trying to look up the odds. I mean, it's not like anything crazy, but still a cool card nonetheless. These are 1 in 60, so a nice little pull here for sure. It is a holographics NHL version for the Carolina Hurricanes, Sebastian Aho.
I don't think I've seen those before. That looks awesome. I've never seen those before. I mean, I'm sure I have maybe, but I've never really noticed the NHL versions in the pack. That looks really cool.
Yeah, sharp looking card for sure. That's really nice.
Aho's a nice name too.
Sure is. Yep. Obviously, I have an appreciation for the Carolina Hurricanes at this point. On to our final pack. I feel like it's maybe a Young Guns, but we're going to find out here. It is. That's a great way to finish. We've gotten 2 cards of this player already in the break, so why not a third? A Young Gun for the Los Angeles Kings, Arthur Kaliev.
There it is. That's awesome.
Nice.
There we go.
Well, that's a good way to finish for sure. So I'm happy with that. That was honestly a really fun break. Like, it's obviously not an expensive break, but just the variety that you get within extended series is just so fun.
Oh, I agree.
Like, that was a lot of fun. Obviously, getting the Kaliev makes it a lot better of a break. But I mean, even just looking back through some of these other cards, I mean, getting a couple McDavid Ultimate Victory inserts, that Nick Robertson Upper Deck 3 is really sharp. I really like that card. Obviously, the Vasilevsky Upper Deck exclusives out of 100. Pius Suter, throwback Young Gun. Got the Kaliev holographics. We got the Eric Gustafson clear cut. We'll ignore that one. Obviously got the Kaprizov holographics. I almost forgot about that card. That was a long time ago. Got the Jack Eichel SPX Finite out of $29.99. Got the Kaliev rookie class SE. Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty solid break, I feel like. Nothing like massive, but I mean, there was a handful of pretty solid cards in there for sure. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. I really liked that. That was a lot
I
of
call
fun.
that a success, like very balanced. You got a cool, assortment of cards. You got some PC cards, got some goalie cards, which is great. I mean, just besides the big main hit, you got like everything else you could have asked for, like in those breaks, I think anyway.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. I mean, the Series 2 retail box was a little bit disappointing, I must say, but yeah, the extended series box definitely made up for it. Even without the Kaliev Young Gun, I mean, like I said, there were a few really nice cards in there, but then obviously getting the Kaliev Young Gun to top it off at the end was really nice. So that'll do for this episode. I think that's pretty much it. Not too much else to make note of. So with that, please be sure to follow us on social media. We can be found on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Center Ice Cardcast, and on Twitter at Center Ice CC. Please also be sure to subscribe to the show on your podcast platform of choice to make sure you never miss a future episode. Until next time on Center Ice Cardcast, keep collecting those hockey cards.